its classification. What we will learn? We will learn today pronoun and its classification. Now you may think that we have learned this pronoun in class 4 as well. Now in class 5 we will learn in more deeper sense. Okay? Now you know very well what is pronoun. What is pronoun? Can you say? Pronoun, it is a grammatical word. What it is? It is a grammatical word that replaces what? That replaces noun. It is a grammatical word that replaces noun. For example, what can you say? Yes, obvious. He, she, it, etc. As you have learned this already in class 4, isn't it? So it is very much easy term. It is a grammatical word that replaces noun. For example, he, she, it, etc. Now you may raise question that how does it replace noun? Like see, example, we will use these pronouns in sentence. Like for example, Ram is a boy. Ram studies in grade 5. Right? Now, if you observe these two sentences, see there, Ram, Ram. Two nouns are there, isn't it? So, what we do is that Ram is a boy, and in place of Ram, Ram studies. Ram is a boy, Ram studies in grade 5. So, it is not necessary. This noun we will be putting he. He studies in grade 5. See here. In this way, what has happened here is that in place of this noun, we have replaced its place with he. So, he is what? Pronoun. Is it clear? Likewise, Sita is absent today. Now, because Sita is sick. Now see here, look at this sentence. It is one sentence, right? Sita is absent today. Why she is absent? Because Sita is sick. Now see, Sita and again Sita, two Sita. We are talking about one same Sita, right? So in place of this Sita, what we will do? We will erase it, and in place of this noun, we will use what? What we will use? We will use she. See here. Sita is absent today because she is sick. Who is sick? She is sick. She who? Sita. We are talking about this noun, isn't it? So in this way, what pronoun does is that pronoun replaces a noun. Is it clear? Pronoun replaces noun. Okay, dear students, you can note down this in your copy as well. Now, you are clear about pronoun? Now, we will move it towards its type. About its type. In class 4, do you remember how many types of pronouns are there? In class 4, you learned there are 6 types of pronoun, isn't it? How many types? There are 6 types of pronoun. But as your class has been increased, isn't it? Now you are in grade 5. So we will read pronoun in more deeper sense. So that now see, there are how many types? There are 7. There are 7 there are 7 types of pronoun. See, before when I started this lesson, you might have thought that, oh, we have read this in class 4 as well, again in class 5, isn't it? And at that time, what did I tell you? That we will read in deeper sense. We will read in vast. So, now see, your grade has also been increased. Now, pronoun also, actually it is of 7 types. There are 7 types of pronoun. Okay? Now, what are the 7 types of pronoun? Before we get into these pronouns, I would like to show you on slide. Okay, let's have a look on the slide. See, on the slide, pronoun, its classification. It is today's topic, right? Now, see there, pronoun. What is pronoun? Pronouns are the small group of grammatical words that replace nouns. Okay, pronouns are the small group of grammatical words that replace nouns. Example, I, we, he, you, she, etc. There are many other pronouns as well. Now see example, Tommy is a dog. Tommy is a dog. It is noun, Tommy is noun. Now we have replaced that Tommy, and in place of that, as it is animals, so that we have used it. It is a nice dog. Likewise, Pawan is a boy. He studies well. Likewise, Ramesh and Hari are friends. They work together. It is about pronoun. Okay. Now, let's have a look on the next slide. Okay. Now, see here. You can see the types of what? Types of pronoun. Pronouns are classified into 7 types. They are, the first one is personal pronoun. Personal pronoun. Second one, interrogative pronoun. Interrogative pronoun. Next, relative pronoun. Relative pronoun. And the next, reflexive or emphatic pronoun. Reflexive or emphatic pronoun. Next is possessive pronoun, and dear students, please keep on noting this in your notebook. Please write down in your notebook. Possessive pronoun. Next, distributive pronoun, and the last one is demonstrative pronoun. Okay, these are 7 types of pronoun. Have you noted down? Okay, now I would like to draw your attention towards the whiteboard. Okay, have a look on the board. Now, how many types are there? 7 types, right? Can you tell me? Okay, the first type is what? Personal pronoun. The first is personal pronoun, right? What? First is personal pronoun. Dear students, you can write along with me, okay? Personal pronoun. Second, interrogative pronoun. What? Interrogative pronoun. Third is relative pronoun. What? Relative pronoun. Third is reflexive or emphatic pronoun. What? Reflexive or emphatic pronoun. Now, the next is possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun. I like all. Okay, see. Pronoun. Here also. Okay. See how many? Personal, interrogative, relative, reflexive or emphatic. Possessive pronoun. Now how many left? 2 more. Demonstrative pronoun, and the last one is what? Distributive pronoun. Clear? How many types of pronoun? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay? Personal pronoun, interrogative pronoun, relative pronoun, reflexive or emphatic pronoun? I think the new pronoun is emphatic and distributive for you, isn't it? These two are added in class 5. We will read in detail about this. Personal interrogative pronoun, relative pronoun, reflexive or emphatic pronoun, possessive pronoun, demonstrative pronoun and distributive pronoun. Clear? There are 7 types of personal pronoun. Have you written this? Okay. Now, today we will be reading which types? Personal pronoun and interrogative pronoun. Okay. We will read about these 2 types of pronoun. Okay. Now, at first, shall I raise it? Okay, now. At first, we will read about which pronoun? Personal pronoun. Okay. Okay, now, what is personal pronoun? Now, see, personal pronoun. Pronoun which refers to the person or thing is personal pronoun. Okay? Pronoun which refers to either person or thing is personal pronoun. Okay? Now, for example, I, we, he, she, it, they, you, etc. Okay? See here, for example, I, we, he, she, it, they, you, etc. These are some of the personal pronoun. Now, before we get into the sentences, by making sentences of these personal pronoun, I would like you to draw your attention in person. Okay? Now, you should know in English language, there are 3 persons. How many persons? There are 3 persons. How many persons? In English language, there are 3 persons. Okay, keep this in mind. 3 persons. How 3 persons? I am speaking. I am the speaker. Right? Who is listening? You. You are listening. One speaker, the one who speaks. Next is the listener who listens. And the third person is about whom we are talking. About somebody, isn't it? About something. So, this is third person. First person, speaker, the one who speaks. Second person, the one who is listening, like you are listening to me. Third person, about whom these 2 are speaking. Is it clear? 3 persons. Now, what are they? How many persons? See. Now, please start writing together with me. Listen as well as write, okay, so that it will be easier for you. Persons, how many types of person did I say? 3 persons. What are they? They are first person. First person speaks. He is speaker. Now, next, second person. What does second person do? Second person listens. Right? Second person listens. Now, third person. Third person is the person about whom these 2 are talking. Isn't it? First person is speaker. Second person, listener. Third person is the person about whom they are talking. Clear? Persons. Now, in this first person, second person and third person also, do you know singular and plural? Singular 1 person, plural more than one person. Okay, now see here. First person may be either singular or plural, right? Either singular or plural. In that way only, second person also may be either singular or plural, right? Likewise, third person also either singular or plural, right? See here. How many types of person? 3 types. First person, second person, third person. First person may be either singular or plural. In the same way, second person also singular or plural. Third person also singular or plural. Okay, now see, we have made this much, right? Now, shall I erase this upper part? Okay, I guess you have copied this. Okay, we need this much, okay? In English language, there are 3 persons, first person, second person, third person, and there are 2 forms of personal pronoun. Actually, there are 3 persons, first person, second person, third person, and 2 forms of personal pronoun. 2 forms. Now, what are they? Either subject or object, or we can say subjective form or objective form. Okay, either subject or object. Now, singular is I alone, isn't it? Plural, we. Do along with me, okay? It will be very much easier. Singular I, plural we. Clear? Now, second person, singular what? You. And plural also you. Plural also we, you. Now, third person, singular he, and she, it. He, one, she, one girl, it, one thing, right? Singular. Now, plural is they. See, these are subjective form of personal pronoun. Now, later on I will discuss about subjective form and objective form, okay? Subject. Now, what are the objective forms? Objective form is I, me, we, us, you, same. You will be there. He, she, it, he, him, she, her, it. Okay? They, them. See here, now we have made a chart. Now see, in this way, we have made one chart of what? Of personal pronoun. See here. See, so easily, right? See here. First person, second person, and the last one is third person. See, so easily we have made the chart of personal pronouns. Persons, how many type of person? First person, second person, and third person. And there are 2 forms of personal pronoun. What are they? Subject and object, right? Subject and object. Now, first person may be either singular or plural. Singular, plural, singular, plural. Now, first person are I and we. I is singular, we is plural, isn't it? Now, what is the objective form of I? Me, we, us, You, 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 singular and plural, both are you. Subject and object, both are you. Okay, it is very much easier. Likewise, third person, singular, he, she, it. Plural, they. And what is the objective form of he? Him, she, her, it, it remains same, and they, them. Okay. Have you seen? Now you can see this in the slide also. Let's have a look on the slide. Okay, see there, personal pronoun, right? Personal pronouns are those words which are used in place of persons or things. Example, I, we, you, he, she, it, they, etc. There are three persons in English language, I told you, right? One is a speaker, next is a listener, the one who listens, and the last one is about whom the first person speaks. They are first person, I, we, second person, you, third person, he, she, it, they. In this case, I have written only subjective forms, okay? Let's have a look on next slide now. Okay, see the next slide. Forms of personal pronouns. I told you, right, there are two forms of personal pronoun. They are subject and object. Now see, person, first person, second person, third person, and they are singular or either plural. Subject form is I, object me, we, plural, and us is the objective form of we. Likewise, you plays the role of singular as well as objective form is also same. Now singular third person are he, she, it, and its objective form him, her, it. Likewise, plural form is they, subjective form, likewise its objective form is them. Now let's have a look on next slide now. See the next slide. See, I, me, you, it remains same, we, us, he, him, she, her, they, them, isn't it? Now look on the next slide as well. Now here are some notes which you have to note down in your copy. I have told this orally also. The forms I, we, you, she, he, she, it, and they are used as subjects. They are used as subjects. They come before verb. Later on I will discuss on whiteboard as well. The forms me, us, you, they. See here on the board. The object me, us, you, him, her, it, them. These play the role of object and they come after what? They come after the verb. Now let's use this. How subject, how object. Okay. Let's make sentence. I guess you have made this chart along with me, isn't it? So now, see here, okay? Okay. Now, what were the I subjective forms? I, we, and you, he, she, it, they. They are used as subject, right? Now, what do you mean by subject and what do you mean by object? I, me, we, us, you, it remains same. He, him, she, her, it remains same. Likewise, them. This plays as subject, this plays the role as object. Now, what is subject and what is object? Very easy way to know is that, see here, I am teaching English. See? Now, see this I told you it plays the role of it is used as subject, isn't it? Now, see, can you see your verb, auxiliary verb? It is before auxiliary verb, right? So, it is playing the role of what? Subject. Now see the next sentence. I, me. He, or we can say Ram, played with me. Ram played with me. Now where is me? See here. Me. Now see, this is verb, preposition. This object always comes after verb or pronoun. See, it is subject comes in the start of the sentence and object comes after verb or preposition. Clear? In this way you can identify either it is playing the role of subject or object. These always come after verb and these subjects, they always come before verb. Is it clear? I think you can identify very well which one is subject and which one is object, isn't it? Subject always comes before verb and object, they come after verb or preposition. Is it clear? So I, we, you, he, she, it, they are used as subject, and me, us, you, him, her, it, them are used as object. Is it clear? I guess you are very much clear about personal pronoun. Are you clear? I will repeat it once again. Personal pronoun, how many types of persons are there? There are 3 persons. What are they? They are first person, second person and third person. First person is the speaker, the one who is speaking like I am speaking now. Second person, listener, the one who listens like you are listening to me. Third person is the person about whom the first person speaks. 3 persons, right? And personal pronouns have 2 forms. They are what? Subjective form and objective form. Clear? You have to remember these personal pronouns. Is it clear? Now again let me tell you once again that in subject form also you is used and in objective case also you is used. Same goes here also. Okay? Okay, now let's move to next classification, that is what? Guess? What is that? Interrogative pronoun. What's that? Interrogative pronoun. Okay? Second was interrogative pronoun. Okay. Do you know what I mean by interrogative? Interrogative means question. Question. Okay. Okay, now pronouns which are used to ask question, pronouns which are used to ask question are interrogative pronoun. Okay? Are interrogative pronoun. Pronouns which are used to ask question are called interrogative pronouns. For example, now what are they? For example, what, whose, which, how, etc. See, these are the examples and they are used to ask question. So, they are called interrogative pronoun. As I told you earlier, this interrogative means question. Okay, interrogative means question. And pronouns which are used to ask question, they are interrogative pronoun. For example, what, whose, which, how, etc. Now, I would like to write some sentences and we will find out the difference in between them. Okay. Now, see here. Whose pen is this? Whose pen is this? Question, right? Now, which is your pen? Or, now see more. What homework did we have? Now see, observe these sentences. Whose, which, what. Okay? One more sentence I'd like to make. What is today's homework? Now see here, okay? See what, isn't it? Whose pen is this? See carefully and listen to me very carefully, okay? Whose pen is this? Which is your pen? What homework did we have? And what is today's homework? Now can you see after whose, what is your? What is this? Pen is noun. What is pen is noun? After which, what is there? This is verb, auxiliary verb, right? Auxiliary verb. Likewise, homework. Homework is what? It is noun. Likewise, what is your? It is again auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb, right? See, in these two cases, there are auxiliary verb, whereas in these two cases, there are noun. Now, if after such words noun comes, then that will not be interrogative pronoun. So, what you have to keep in mind is that I'd like to write one note over here. Noun never comes after interrogative pronoun. Okay? Keep this in mind. It is note for you. Noun never comes after interrogative pronoun. See, here is noun after whose? So, it is not interrogative pronoun. It is not interrogative pronoun. See here also, what is noun? What homework did? Noun, it is not interrogative pronoun. So, the correct interrogative pronoun are only these two. Now, you might say that what, both are same. But, I'd like to give a very, very easy example. Like, who I am? I am Pinita. Is in one person. When I am with my father, what do I become? I become his daughter. Daughter, I play the role of daughter. Now, when I am with you, with my students, am I a daughter? No, I am teacher. And likewise, when I am with my friends, can I say that I am daughter or I am teacher? No, I play the role of friend. So, in this case also, when these words come with verb, they become what? They become adjective. You don't need it now, we'll read later on, but just for basic knowledge, keep this in mind, okay? It becomes adjective. But when this word come along with, when they come with noun, they become adjective. They become adjective. And when they come with verb, what happens is that they become what? Interrogative pronouns. So that which are interrogative pronoun? See, this and this. See, because, why? Because after this word there is verb. After this word there is verb. So you have to keep in mind that noun never comes after interrogative pronoun. Is it clear? Always after such word, what comes? What comes? Verb. Like, what is your name? Okay? How are you? How are you? See here. Auxiliary verb, auxiliary verb. So that what, which, how, these are what? Interrogative pronoun. Are you clear with this now? Once again, I'd like to repeat that, like, when I am with my father, I play the role of daughter. When I am with my students, I play the role of teacher. When I am with my friends, I play the role of friends. I am one person, right? But I play different roles. Likewise, this what, whose, which, how, etc. These words also play a role according to the word which is around it. Here auxiliary word or verb is there, so that they are interrogative pronoun. If noun comes directly after these words, they are not interrogative pronoun. Is it clear? Okay. Interrogative pronoun, you are clear, I guess. Now, let's do some activities and let's have a look on the slide. Okay. See on the slides. Now, here interrogative pronoun, the pronoun used to ask questions are called interrogative pronoun. Example, who, which, when, where, how, what, whom, etc. Note, as I told you, noun does not follow interrogative pronoun, means after these words, noun never comes, verb comes, okay. Which is your pen is auxiliary verb. Whose are these books? Are is auxiliary verb. What are you doing? Are is auxiliary verb. So, which, whose and what, they play the role of what? Interrogative pronoun. About further we will read in next lessons. Okay, let's have a look on next slide. Okay, complete the following table. This is your activity for class activity for today. See, persons, you can see some blanks over there. First person, second person, third person. Singular, plural, singular, plural, singular, plural. Now, subject case. I, what is its objective form? Think for a while. Now, see, in second blank, its option is given there, objective form is given there, but subjective form is not given. Next blank, also objective form is given, subjective form is not given. Next, subjective form is given, but there is no objective form. Now, he, blank space, it. Now, what is the objective form of he? And her is there. Next, what is the objective form of it? The last one, objective form them is given there. What is its subjective form? Think for a while. We have done this, we have completely made this chart together, isn't it? Have you thought? Okay, let's have a look on next slide. See. Okay. See, can you see the answer? See, first person, second person, third person. What is the subjective form? I of first person, singular, and objective form is me, we, us, you, and singular and plural both are you, as well as objective form also remains the same. Singular, he, she, it, he. Here some mistake is there, see there. Can you find some mistake here? I think we have learned this chart already, isn't it? See, can you find out the mistake here? Singular form, he, she, it. What is the objective form? What is the objective form? He, him, she, her, isn't it? It remains same. Have you found? He, him, she, her, it. Is it clear? Now, they, them. Okay, these are the answers. Now, let's have a look on the next slide. I have given you some assignment for today. See, the first question is, make 10 sentences using 5 personal pronouns. You have to make 10 sentences. Among those 10 sentences, 5 should be made by using personal pronouns and 5 interrogative pronouns. And next, make the chart of personal pronoun with its subjective and objective form. What you have to do? You have to make a chart. You have to make a chart of personal pronouns with its subjective and objective forms. This is your assignment. Please note down in your copy. Can you do it? 10 sentences. 5 you have to make using personal pronouns, and 5 you have to use interrogative pronouns. And for next, you have to make the chart of personal pronoun with its subjective and objective form. Have you noted down? Okay, now I'd like to summarize. Okay, now I'd like to summarize. Now I'd like to summarize whatever we learned today. Today we learned about pronoun. Pronoun is a grammatical word that is used in place of noun. And how many types of pronoun are there? There are 7 types of pronoun. There are personal pronoun. Next one is interrogative pronoun, relative pronoun. Next is reflexive or emphatic pronoun. Next, possessive pronoun. Next, demonstrative, and the last one was distributive pronoun. 7 types of pronoun, and among the 7 types of pronoun, we today learned about personal pronoun and what? Interrogative pronoun. And we also learned that there are 3 persons, that is, one is speaker, the one who speaks, second one is the listener, and the third one is the person about whom the first person speaks. That means first person, second person and third person. And there are 2 forms of personal pronoun. They are subjective and objective forms, isn't it? And interrogative pronoun, we learned it is on whiteboard as well, which are used to ask question. And one thing you have to keep in mind is this note, that noun never comes after interrogative pronoun. Okay, see, verb comes after these words. When verb comes, then only they become interrogative pronoun. Is it clear? Now today we have learned about 2 types of pronoun. Tomorrow in our next class we will be learning about other types of pronoun. Till then, please keep studying and keep in touch with your teachers. Thank you. Have a good day.
लुम्बिनी टिभी एचडी सेक्युरिटी होम प्रस्तुत गर्दछ हिक्भिजन, दाउवा तथा ब्रान्डेड कम्पनीका एचडी क्यामेराहरू, ब्रान्डेड आइपी नेटवर्क क्यामेराहरू, इन्टरकम सिस्टम, एटेन्डेन्स मेसिन, फायर एक्सटिङ्ग्युजर, एचपी, डेल, एसआर कम्पनीका ल्यापटप तथा कम्प्युटर, डब्लुडी, तोसिबा कम्पनीका हार्ड डिस्कहरू, डिजिकम, हिक्भिजन ब्रान्डका केबल, क्याट6 केबल, नर्मल केबल, आउजा ब्रान्डका पब्लिक एनाउन्समेन्ट सिस्टमहरू उपलब्ध छ। प्रोप्राइटर नम्रता गैरे अर्याल, सम्पर्क सेक्युरिटी होम बुटोल 8 सुक्खानगर रूपन्देही, मोबाइल 9857099806, फोन नम्बर 071 541 685।
Clapping, 1, 2, 3.
सानामा कलिला गिजामा दाँत पलाए जस्तै आज कलिला पैतालामा पखेटा पलाएका छन्। छोरीले त जे लगाए नि कस्तो सुहाउने रहेछ। आज आँखाले एकजोर नयाँ सपना लगाएका छन्। छोरीलाई रातोले छोएको सुन्दा म भित्र उज्यालो हुन्छ। रातोले छोएको बिहानको घाम पवित्र उज्यालो हुन्छ। बिहानको घामले छुन नहुने के छ र यहाँ? मेरी सानी छोरी सुत्ने सानो ठाउँ त दिन सकिन। छोरी ठुला सपना देख, अब कसरी भन्नु मैले? उनी ढुङ्गासँग खेलेर हुर्केकी हुन्। ढुङ्गा त उनका साथी हुन्। यदि ढुङ्गामा देउता बस्छन् भने उनले आफ्ना साथीलाई छुँदा के बिग्रिन्छ? महिनाभरि छोरी देवी हुन् भने महिना वारीमा पनि छोरी देवी नै हुन्। पुराना राम्रा सबै जोगाउँ, सुधारौँ पुराना बेठिक र बनौँ आदर्श नागरिक।
कोरोना भाइरस संक्रमणका लक्षणहरू: रुगाखोकी लाग्नु, 104 डिग्री फरेनहाइट भन्दा बढी ज्वरो आउनु, घाँटी, टाउको तथा जिउ दुख्नु, श्वास प्रश्वासमा अत्यधिक समस्या हुनु। कोरोना भाइरसको संक्रमण कसरी हुन्छ? पशुपन्छी र सी फूडको माध्यमबाट, संक्रमित मानिसको सास र र्यालबाट, आफ्नै परिवार संक्रमित सदस्यहरूबाट एक अर्कामा कोरोना भाइरसको संक्रमण हुने सम्भावना उच्च हुने गर्छ। कोरोना भाइरसको संक्रमणबाट कसरी बच्ने? रुगाखोकी तथा श्वास प्रश्वासमा समस्या भएका बिरामीको नजिक नजाने, नियमित साबुन पानीले हात धुने, खोक्दा र हाच्छ्युँ गर्दा नाक र मुख छोप्ने, जंगली तथा घरेलु पशुपन्छीसँग सिधै सम्पर्क नगर्ने, अंडा तथा मासु राम्ररी पकाएर मात्र खाने, फ्लूको जस्तो लक्षण देखिए अस्पताल जाने। कोरोना भाइरसबाट हुने रुगाखोकी, ज्वरो जस्ता लक्षणहरू देखिने बित्तिकै अस्पतालमा गई तुरुन्त आफ्नो जाँच गराउँ, आफू पनि बचौं, अरूलाई पनि बचाऊ।
जनहितका लागि वासुदेव घिमिरे नगर प्रमुख तथा तिलोत्तमा नगरपालिका परिवार, तिलोत्तमा, रूपन्देही।
हामी यहाँ सुटिङ गर्दै गर्छौं, तपाईहरु आफ्नो काम गर्दै गर्नु है। एक्सन।
घर बनाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ?
मैले जस्तै घर बनाउँदा आफ्नै खानीको चुनढुङ्गाबाट बनेको अर्घाखाँची सिमेन्ट नै रोज्नु भन्नुस् है।
सबैभन्दा बलियो र भरपर्दो सिमेन्ट हो भन्नुस् है।
दाइ, अर्घाखाँची सिमेन्टको अटो रोटो प्याकिङ सिस्टम र त्यसले दिने सही तौल र गुणस्तर बारे चाहिँ भन्नु नछुटाउनु होला है।
उच्च स्तरको जर्मन प्रविधिबाट नेपालकै सबैभन्दा ठुलो ओपिसी सिमेन्ट उत्पादकले उत्पादन गरेको सिमेन्ट हो भन्न झनै नछुटाउनु होला।
अर्घाखाँची सिमेन्टबाट घर बनाउनुस्
अनि बन्छ सुरक्षित घर।
अर्घाखाँची सिमेन्टको बारेमा त सबैलाई थाहा छ, मैले त के बोल्नै पर्दैन। अर्घाखाँची सिमेन्ट सबैभन्दा स्तरीय सिमेन्ट, सबैलाई थाहा छ।
कोभिड-19 का कारणले विद्यालय बन्द भइरहेको अवस्था छ। यो गम्भीर अवस्थामा पनि कालिका मानव ज्ञान माध्यमिक विद्यालयले छात्र छात्राहरू घरमा बसेर भए पनि पढ्ने बानीको विकास होस् भन्ने हेतुले हामी लुम्बिनी टेलिभिजन मार्फत ऋण नेपाल र कालिका मानव ज्ञान माध्यमिक विद्यालयको तर्फबाट संयुक्त प्रयासबाट हामी कक्षाहरू सञ्चालन गरिरहेका छौँ। सम्पूर्ण अभिभावकज्यूहरू तपाईहरूले बालबच्चाको बुवा आमाको भूमिका त छँदैछ, त्यसमाथि शिक्षकको भूमिका पनि निर्वाह गरेर आफ्ना बालबच्चाहरूलाई आफ्ना बाबु नानीहरूलाई पठन पाठनमा लगाइरहनुलाई शैक्षिक सामग्री जुटाइदिएर उहाँहरूलाई विभिन्न किसिमका क्रियाकलापमा संलग्न गराइरहने र बाबु नानीहरूलाई कमसेकम आफ्ना धर्म संस्कृति आफ्नो परम्परा यी आदिको विषयमा जानकारी गराइरहनको लागि म हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु। कोभिड-19 का कारणले विद्यालय बन्द भइरहेको अवस्था छ। यो गम्भीर अवस्थामा पनि कालिका मानव ज्ञान माध्यमिक विद्यालयले छात्र छात्राहरू घरमा बसेर भए पनि पढ्ने बानीको विकास होस् भन्ने हेतुले हामी लुम्बिनी टेलिभिजन मार्फत ऋण नेपाल र कालिका मानव ज्ञान माध्यमिक विद्यालयको तर्फबाट संयुक्त प्रयासबाट हामी कक्षाहरू सञ्चालन गरिरहेका छौँ। सम्पूर्ण अभिभावकज्यूहरू तपाईहरूले बालबच्चाको बुवा आमाको भूमिका त छँदैछ, त्यसमाथि शिक्षकको भूमिका पनि निर्वाह गरेर आफ्ना बालबच्चाहरूलाई आफ्ना बाबु नानीहरूलाई पठन पाठनमा लगाइरहनुलाई शैक्षिक सामग्री जुटाइदिएर उहाँहरूलाई विभिन्न किसिमका क्रियाकलापमा संलग्न गराइरहने बाबु नानीहरूलाई कमसेकम आफ्ना धर्म संस्कृति आफ्नो परम्परा यी आदिको विषयमा जानकारी गराइरहनको लागि म हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु।
लुम्बिनी टिभी एसडी।
कोभिड-19 को महामारीले गर्दा पठन पाठनमा भएको असहज परिस्थितिमा पनि ऋण नेपाल र कालिका मानव ज्ञान मावि बुटोलद्वारा उत्पादित यो कार्यक्रम ग्रिन तारा नेपाल, फेडो नेपाल र ऋण नेपालबाट संयुक्त रूपमा सञ्चालित स्ट्रङ गर्ल्स प्रोजेक्टको एक अंश हो। यस करोडा जर्मनी तथा जर्मन सरकार BMZ को आर्थिक सहयोग रहेको छ। स्टे होम स्टे सेफ।
नमस्ते सम्पूर्ण प्यारा विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूमा, म कालिका मानव ज्ञान माविको शिक्षक गङ्गा तिवारी। कालिका ज्ञान परिवार र ऋण नेपालद्वारा संयुक्त टेलिभिजन प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रममा हजुरहरूलाई घर घरमा सहयोग पुर्याउनु हुने लुम्बिनी टेलिभिजन परिवारलाई सहयोग गरेकोमा धेरै धन्यवाद दिँदै आजको विषयवस्तुतिर हामी प्रवेश गर्दछौँ। प्यारा भाइ बहिनीहरू, योभन्दा अगाडिको क्लासमा हामीले वर्णविन्यास सम्बन्धी नियमहरू सिकेका थियौँ। भाइ बहिनीहरू, जसले हाम्रो नेपाली विषयलाई लिखित रूपमा शुद्ध लेख्नको लागि सहयोग पुर्याउँदछन् र आज हामी कक्षा 6 को नेपाली विषय लिएर म हजुरको सामु यहाँ उपस्थित भएकी छु र आजको क्लासमा हामीले कक्षा 6 को पाठ 1 गुरु कविता सम्बन्धी छलफल गरी धेरै कुराहरू सिक्नेछौँ र आजको हाम्रो उद्देश्य हुन्छ भाइ बहिनीहरू उद्देश्यहरू छन् भाइ बहिनीहरू एकमा छ हाम्रो कविको परिचय, दुईमा हाम्रो कविताको लय बोध, तीनमा हामीले कवितामा प्रयोग भएका कठिन शब्द र ती शब्दको अर्थसहित वाक्यमा प्रयोग। आज हामीले यति कुराहरू सिक्नेछौँ भाइ बहिनीहरू र यो उद्देश्यलाई हामीले एकचोटि स्लाइडबाट पनि हेर्न सक्छौँ। भाइ बहिनीहरू स्लाइडमा हेर्नुस् त। हाम्रा आजका उद्देश्य गति यति र लयका साथ गुरु कविता ससुर वाचन गर्न, कठिन का शुद्ध उच्चारण गरी ती शब्दलाई अर्थसहित वाक्यमा प्रयोग गर्न। हाम्रो उद्देश्य यही छ भाइ बहिनी। अब हामी कविता के हो त भन्ने कुरा म सिकाउन चाहन्छु भाइ बहिनीहरू। एकचोटि बोर्डमा हेरौँ। कविता सम्बन्धी जानकारी गराउन चाहे मैले। कविता सम्बन्धी जानकारी, कविता सम्बन्धी जानकारी भाइ बहिनीहरू। कविता कसरी बनेको छ, कविता कस्तो तरिकाले बन्छ भाइ बहिनीहरू। अब हजुरहरू कक्षा 5 मा भन्दा कक्षा 6 मा केही ठुलो हुनुभएको छ। अब केही कुराहरू हामीले थोरै बढी सिक्छौँ, तर गाह्रो छैन है, गाह्रो नमान्नु होला। यहाँ हेर्नुस्, कविता कवि शब्दमा ता प्रत्यय लागेर कविता बनेको छ। कवि शब्दमा ता प्रत्यय लागेर कविता बनेको छ भाइ बहिनीहरू, जसको अर्थ हुन्छ कविको बौद्धिक क्षमता। बौद्धिक क्षमता कविको सिर्जना शक्ति, यी कुराहरू हामीले बुझिन्छ। र अझै कविता सम्बन्धी थोरै जानकारी मैले भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई स्लाइडबाट देखाउन चाहन्छु। हेर्नुस् भाइ बहिनीहरू, स्लाइडमा हेर्नुस् त। स्लाइडमा कविता साहित्यको सबैभन्दा पुरानो विधा मानिन्छ। भाइ बहिनीहरू, साहित्यमा अब हजुरले बुझ्नुपर्छ, साहित्यमा धेरै विधाहरू हुन्छन्। कथा विधा, कविता विधा, निबन्ध, जीवनी, संवाद। यसैले कविता साहित्यको सबैभन्दा पुरानो विधा मानिन्छ। यो लेखक, पाठक तथा श्रोता व्यक्ति सबैका लागि अत्यन्तै रमणीय विधा मानिन्छ। अर्थात् लेख्ने व्यक्तिलाई कविता लेख्दा पनि धेरै आनन्द लाग्छ। आफ्ना मनका कुराहरू बाहिर निकाल्न, शब्दबाट बाहिर निकाल्न सक्नुहुन्छ। पाठक भनेको पढ्ने, वाचन गर्ने व्यक्तिलाई पनि कविता आनन्द लाग्छ। श्रोता भनेको सुन्ने मानिसहरूलाई पनि कविता अत्यन्तै रमणीय लाग्दछ। साहित्यलाई गद्य र पद्यमा विभाजन गरिन्छ भाइ बहिनीहरू। गद्य र पद्य विधामा कविता के हो त भन्दा साहित्यको पद्य विधामा पर्दछ। गद्य साहित्यमा सामान्यतः के हुन्छ भन्दा बोलचालको भाषामा लेखिने हुनाले अक्षर वा वर्णको निश्चित नियममा रहेर रचना गरिँदैन। तर यस अन्तर्गत हामीले पढ्ने कथा, निबन्ध, नाटक पर्दछन् गद्य अन्तर्गत। पद्यमा हेर्नुहोस् त, पद्यमा प्रत्येक पङ्क्तिमा वर्ण वा अक्षरहरूलाई निश्चित वर्ण वा मात्राको यति गति र लय मिलेको वर्ण गणना अनुसार रचना गरिने विशिष्ट वाक्यलाई के भनिन्छ? छन्द रहेको हुन्छ। छन्द भनिन्छ। छन्दले कवितालाई मिठो लय हालेर गाउन, स्मरण गर्न, श्रुति मधुर बनाई पाठक वा श्रोतालाई आनन्द प्रदान गर्दछ। भाइ बहिनीहरू, यता बोर्डतिर हेरौँ। जुन छन्द सम्बन्धी मैले भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई जानकारी गराउन चाहन्छु। कवितामा त्यहाँ अघि हामीले स्लाइडमा हेऱ्यौँ, कवितामा यति गति र छन्दको प्रयोग गरिन्छ भनेको छ। अब हेर्नुहोस् भाइ बहिनीहरू, हजुरहरू नातिनुहोस् फेरि, त्यस्तो गाह्रो छैन। मैले सिकाएपछि हजुरहरूले सिक्नुहुन्छ। हेर्नुहोस् है, यति भनेको रोकिने, कहाँनिर विश्राम लिने। गति भनेको कविता पढ्न स्टार्ट गर्ने, हिँड्ने अगाडि। छन्द भनेको यस्तो चिज हो कि जसले हजुरहरू विद्यालय आउँदाखेरि, विद्यालयको ड्रेस अथवा पोसाएर आउँदाखेरि हजुर एकदम अनुशासित देखिनुहुन्छ अन्य पोसाकमा भन्दा। त्यस्तै गरी छन्दले पनि कवितालाई एकदमै अनुशासित बनाउँदछ। हजुरले यति मात्रै बुझ्नुहोस्, छन्दले कवितालाई अनुशासित बनाउँछ। छन्दले कवितालाई बिग्रन दिँदैन। छन्द भएका कविताहरू लयबद्ध तरिकाले वाचन गर्न सजिलो हुन्छ। छन्दमा कविता लेख्न सजिलो हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा मात्रै बुझ्नुहोस् अहिले छन्दको लागि। र छन्द कवितामा यसरी प्रयोग भएको हुन्छ। भाइ बहिनीहरू, अब हामी कविता सम्बन्धी जानकारी गऱ्यौँ र भाइ बहिनीले बुझ्नुभएको होला साहित्यको सबैभन्दा पुरानो विधा कविता मानिन्छ। अब हामी जान्छौँ त कविता सम्बन्धी यो के भन्दा कक्षा 1 देखि 5 सम्म कविताहरू जुन हामीले वाचन गऱ्यौँ, भाइ बहिनीहरू सम्झिनुहोस् त। कविता कक्षा 1 मा कुन वाचन गरेका थियौँ? ताराबाजी लैलै। ताराबाजी लैलै मामा आए घोडा भन्ने। कक्षा 2 मा आउँदा नानी बाबु। घाम जस्ता बाबुहरू जुन जस्ता नानी, अँधेरीमा बत्ती बन पँधेरीमा पानी भन्ने कविता पनि हामीले वाचन गरेका थियौँ। कक्षा 3 मा आउँदाखेरि हामी सुविचार सम्झिनुहुन्छ? कविता सुविचार सम्झिनुहुन्छ? लिही सत्य सुविचार बन्नुपर्छ इमान्दार, हरेक काम गर्नु अघि सोच्ने गर सोच विचार कविता वाचन गरेका थियौँ। हामी कविता वाचन गर्दै आइरहेका छौँ। कविता वाचन गर्नलाई हामीलाई कुनै पनि गाह्रो छैन भाइ बहिनीहरू। अनि कक्षा 4 मा आउँदा कुन वाचन गऱ्यौँ? गाउँछ गीत नेपाली ज्योतिको पङ्ख उचाली, जय 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 नेपाल सुन्दर शान्त विशाल भन्ने कविता वाचन गऱ्यौँ। फेरि 5 मा आउँदा हामीले उपकारी गुडी व्यक्ति न्यूरन्छ निरन्तर फलेको वृक्षको आगो कहाँ छ र नझुकेको भन्ने पढ्यौँ, वाचन गऱ्यौँ हामीले। भने कक्षा 6मा आउँदा हामीले अब गुरु कविताको बारेमा वाचन गर्दैछौँ, गुरु कविताको बारेमा सिक्दैछौँ, यसको लयबोध गर्दैछौँ र यसलाई लेख्ने रचना गर्ने को हुनुहुन्छ त भन्दा अब हामी कविको परिचय सम्बन्धी जान्छौँ भाइ बहिनीहरू। रचना गर्ने, गुरु कविता रचना गर्ने कवि को हुनुहुन्छ? हुनुहुन्छ डाक्टर देवी नेपाल। उहाँको जन्म विक्रम सम्वत 2030 साल वैशाख 18 गते कहाँ भएको थियो? झापामा भएको थियो। भाइ बहिनीहरू, उहाँको बाबा को हुनुहुन्छ भन्दा कुबेरनाथ नेपाल, आमा मनमाया नेपाल हुनुहुन्छ। र भाइ बहिनीहरू, यसलाई हामीले उहाँको जन्मलाई अझै विशेष गरी चाहिँ हामीले स्लाइडबाट हेरौँ त। मिलेन भाइ बहिनीहरू, उहाँको शिक्षा एमए नेपाली छ। संस्कृतमा आचार्य गर्नुभएको छ। भाइ बहिनीहरू, अब यसलाई हामीले यति उहाँको जीवनीमा बुझ्न सक्छौँ। उहाँले संस्कृतमा आचार्य गर्नुभएको हुनाले हाम्रो यो गुरु कविता पनि संस्कृतबाट नै ल्याउनु भएको छ। शीर्षकमा गुरु भन्ने यस्तो महान व्यक्ति हुनुहुन्छ जसलाई हामीलाई शिक्षा दिनुहुन्छ। शिक्षा दिने हरेक व्यक्तिहरू गुरु हुनुहुन्छ। सबैभन्दा हाम्रो गुरु हुनुहुन्छ पहिलो गुरु आमा, जसले हामीलाई घरमा धेरै कुराको शिक्षा दिनुहुन्छ। भाइ बहिनीहरू, समाज हाम्रो गुरु हो। समाजले हामीलाई पनि धेरै शिक्षा दिएको हुन्छ। यस्तै गरी विद्यालयमा हजुरलाई धेरै राम्रा कुराहरू सिकाउने धेरै आदरणीय गुरुहरू हुनुहुन्छ। जुनसुकै गलत कामबाट पनि सही बाटोमा हिँड्न सिकाउने त्यस्तो व्यक्तिलाई गुरु भनिन्छ। भाइ बहिनीहरू, र यो गुरु शब्द गु भनेको अन्धकार र रु भनेको हटाउनु, जसलाई अन्धकार हटाउनु भनिन्छ। मानिसको तेस्रो आँखा भनेको शिक्षा हो। यस्तो अहङ्कारलाई हटाएर शिक्षा दिने महान व्यक्तिलाई गुरु भनिन्छ। हामीले एकचोटि स्लाइडमा हेरौँ त गुरुहरूलाई। हाम्रा महान गुरुहरू को हुन सक्नुहुन्छ भाइ बहिनीहरू? हेर्नुहोस् त हाम्रो महान गुरुहरू। पहिला गुरुहरूले रुखमुनि बसेर आफ्ना शिष्यहरूलाई के गर्नुहुन्थ्यो? शिक्षा दिनुहुन्थ्यो र उहाँहरू धेरै शिक्षा हासिल गरिसकेपछि आफ्नो घरमा फर्किनुहुन्थ्यो। आमाले हेर्नुहोस्, आमा पनि महान गुरु हुनुहुन्छ। मैले अघि नै भनिसकेँ भाइ बहिनीहरू, आमा पनि एउटा महान गुरु हो। आमाले हामीलाई धेरै कुराहरू सिकाउनुहुन्छ। यस्तै गरी यहाँ विद्यालयका धेरै गुरुहरू देख्नुभएको छ जसले हामीलाई विभिन्न तरिकाबाट धेरै ज्ञानका कुराहरू सिकाउनु भएको छ। हामीलाई अँध्यारोबाट उज्यालोतर्फ लैजानको लागि जस्तो सुकै कठिन परिस्थितिमा पनि सहयोग पुर्याउनु भएको छ। यस्तै गरी खेल सम्बन्धी गुरु विभिन्न खेलहरू सिकाएर हामीलाई खेल सम्बन्धी धेरै ज्ञानहरू सिकाउनु भएको छ। खेल सम्बन्धी पनि गुरु हुनुहुन्छ। नृत्य सम्बन्धी गुरु विभिन्न नाचहरू सिकाउनुहुन्छ, गुरु हुनुहुन्छ। समाजमा फेरि अर्को हामीले चित्र देख्न सक्छौँ भाइ बहिनीहरू। समाजमा एकले जानेको अरूलाई सिकाउनु भएको छ, त्यहाँ पनि के हुनुहुन्छ त? गुरु हुनुहुन्छ। यस्तै भाइ बहिनीहरू अर्को कक्षा कोठामा हजुरहरूलाई उपस्थित भएर धेरै कुरा सिकाउने पनि के हुनुहुन्छ त? गुरु हुनुहुन्छ। यसरी गुरुले विभिन्न तरिकाबाट एउटा असल मानिस निर्माण गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ र गुरुको महत्त्व एकदमै धेरै छ भाइ बहिनीहरू। अब हामीले गुरुको महत्त्व बुझौँ र अब कक्षा 6 मा हामीले अध्ययन गर्नुपर्ने पाठ्यपुस्तक सम्बन्धी थोरै जानकारी गराउन चाहन्छु मैले भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई। कक्षा 6 मा अध्ययन गर्ने पाठ्यपुस्तक, अध्ययन गर्ने नेपाली पाठ्यपुस्तक भाइ बहिनीहरू, हामीले कक्षा 6 मा अध्ययन गर्ने नेपाली पाठ्यपुस्तकमा जम्मी 20 वटा पाठहरू छन्, जसमध्ये विभिन्न विधाहरूमा बाँडिएका छन् ती पाठहरू। कविता विधा, कथा विधा, नाटक, उपन्यास। हामीले यसरी बाँडिएका विधामध्ये आज हामीले कक्षा 6 मै रहेको पाठ 1 मा रहेको गुरु कविताका बारेमा छलफल गर्दैछौँ र गरिरहेका छौँ भाइ बहिनीहरू। अब हजुरको अहिले घर घरमा कक्षा 6 को नेपाली पाठ्यपुस्तक पक्कै पनि उपलब्ध हुन सकेको छैन समय र परिस्थितिले गर्दा। तर हजुरहरू आत्तिनु पर्दैन। हामीले सिकाएका यही कुराबाट हजुरले गृह कार्य गर्न सक्नुहुनेछ र पछि हामीलाई देखाउन सक्नुहुनेछ। र भाइ बहिनीहरू, अब मैले आज हजुरहरूलाई कक्षा यो 6 मा रहेको गुरु कविता कसले लेखेको हो भन्ने कुरा बताइसके र अब मैले स्वयं लेखककार देवी नेपाललाई एकचोटि परिचय देखाउन चाहन्छु। स्लाइडमा हेर्नुहोस् त देवी नेपाललाई हेर्नुहोस्। डाक्टर देवी नेपाल गुरु कविता लेख्नुभएको छ। जन्म विक्रम सम्वत 2030 साल वैशाख 18 गते झापामा। हामीले अघि नै यसको बारेमा छलफल गरेका छौँ। माता पिता मनमाया नेपाल, कुबेरनाथ नेपाल, उहाँको अहिले निवास चाहिँ भक्तपुरमा छ आफ्नो घर। उहाँले हासिल गरेको MA नेपाली आचार्य, संस्कृतमा आचार्य गर्नुभएको छ। विद्यावारिधि नेपालीमा, विद्यावारिधि भनेको के होला भन्ने भाइ बहिनीलाई जिज्ञासा लागेको होला।